Humanism in classical Sindhi poetry. Introduction. I said to my soul, T.S. Eliot has said, I said to my soul, be still without hope, for hope would be hope for wrong thing. Wait without love, for love would be love of wrong thing. There is yet faith, but the faith and the love and the hope are all in waiting. One knows not where this quest will take man to. Perhaps there remains a destination to be reached where we intend to see these three fundamental feelings to come true. This unending wait has given rise to an inexplicable cruelty which has caught all of us in a vicious circle of invisible worldly whirlpool. We are getting accustomed to invisible, strange, and fearful things. Today, an honest man has to ascertain his honesty, only then it is an achievement. Abstract aesthetics is turning into absurdity. The moment mind achieves any tranquility, the surroundings around us are artificially altered. When apparent is artificial, the truth is bound to be dangerous. Then our thoughts would also turn dangerous and fearful. When these invisible forces are afraid of themselves, they will be more dangerous for us. This is an unmatched conflict which is sure to harm only one party, that is humanism. Sometimes it feels we are uselessly searching for the word humanism. Sophocles remarks, only crime is useless pride. It has been a strange historical truth that there has been emphasis more on man and not on mankind. We continue to entertain many illusions. Whenever some illusion is broken, we are horrified to be face to face with reality. T.S. Eliot has aptly marked, we want to see only that much we can tolerate. Renaissance, which began in Italy and then spread to other nations in Europe, proved to be a great liberating force. Till then, people of Europe had a narrow way of life. Their concept of the world was geographically limited. Their understanding of science was pathetically limited. They interpreted everything according to the norms set by church. Human being was subservient to God. Divine was supreme. Church, supported by big landlords, exploited common masses. Reformation started by Martin Luther in Germany tried to reform religion and make it more human-oriented. Humanism was the natural consequence of Renaissance and Reformation. It brought about a fundamental change in the attitude of man. Human beings now became the center of every philosophy, every thought, and every activity. Europe witnessed Renaissance in the 14th, 15th, 16th century. It is interesting to note that at the same time, the poets and the writers in different parts of the world began to express human concern in their creations. The Bhakti movement in India was the powerful expression of humanism. Similarly, Sindh gave rise to many poets who committed themselves to the spirit of humanism. The work of the poet of Sindh assumes a greater significance when we take into consideration the troubled social and political conditions under which they lived and wrote. Kaloda and Mir dynasties ruled over the Sindh this time. It was the time of the attacks of Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali and others. Sindh witnessed much bloodshed and destruction. It was in these turbulent times the poets of Sindh were giving the message of humanism. This study aims at presenting the humanism as it is referred to the classical poetry of Sindh. Humanism in classical Sindhi poetry, Qazi Qadan. Qazi Qadan is regarded as the father of Sindhi poetry. Nabi Bakhsh Baloch remarks, it is true that the universal, realistic and humanistic poetry had already written before, but it found its full flowering in the work of Qazi Qadan. He, with his high thinking, tried to connect poetry to the conditions of layman's life. This fundamental predilection of Sindhi poetry was carried on by all the coming great poets. The edify of Sindhi poetry was built upon the strong foundation laid by Qazi Qadan. Sutte vethe uthe galhai de gende asa tusan di tatdi vatdi vende. While sleeping, sitting, standing, talking or singing, even at the time of walking, I remember thee, O my love. It is to be noted that the above poem operates at dual levels. It imparts itself to a spiritual and human interpretation. Here, poet gives expression to his profound feeling of love. He is possessed by indomitable force of love. While performing all the worldly activities, he remembers his love. This can be the love of our divine or human lovers, is to be appreciated that it was the time when the paradigm of creative writing was undergoing a transformation from divine to human. This transitional state can be observed in the poetry of almost all the classical writers of different languages. Cardan's poetry in this connection assumes a historical significance as it lends itself a human interpretation. Richard Burton, in his famous book Sindh, has written, "When we took over the reign of this land, India, it can be claimed that more humanistic literature was available in Sindhi than other languages." Humanism naturally brings liberalism. It is above any other narrow confines of sect or religion. Humanism is defined or characterized by love and only love. The poet upholds his message of love forcefully in following lines. Nako kam kufar sa, naka musulmani man, ubhai chavan piri kaje pahinjo. I am neither concerned with infidels nor with Muslim hearts. The wise have said the beloved is our. Shah Karim. पाण्यारी जीअं ॿहड़ो जरते पखी जीअं असां सॼण तीअं रहियो आहे रूह में. Like a woman who carries two pitchers filled with water on head still managed to talk to her friend, same is with one being busy with the world, the divine dwells my soul. The above poem stands out for its human imagery. The image of human woman carrying pitcher on her head is a commonplace sight in every village. Such imagery finding place in poetry marks major shift towards humanism. It is to be noted that the traditional divine concern were not altogether out from the poetry. Human imaginary has been used to convey poets' ability to remember God at all the time. Asi siku jan khe set asi pan hane vanyu guman sahi sunyato supari. The one for whom I pine for is none but I. Now illusion is dispelled and I have found the supreme. In this above poem, the poet goes a step ahead in this direction of humanism. He believes that one can find the supreme within. The realization of this fact in itself is the triumph of humanism. Humanism has placed human being in the center of everything, and the poet finds the essence of everything in the human heart. There cannot be any better commitment to humanism than is visible in the above quoted lines. Mutth bhediyai bhali, jo upate ta vav, jo padro vije galhadi, to chhade vane sa. Let secret be secret, disclose it not. Once disclosed, it would evaporate and would remain not at all. Even if we leave the spiritual interpretation aside, these lines are the example of worldly wisdom of the poet. Like an experienced person, he gives a piece of advice that one should not disclose one's secret. It is just like unfolding the fist. Once the fist is unfolded, everything slips away. Shah Abdul Latif. The time of Shah, Kalhoda and Mir dynasties ruled over the Sindh. Sindh was passing through social crisis. Sindhi community was trying to ascertain its existence. In other words, it was the time when the community was struggling to develop ethos of collective life. The poetry of Shah is an epitome of social and human values. It gives expression to collective values that society intends to establish, cherish, and preserve for the perpetuation of its existence and significance. Shah witnessed the attacks of Iranis on Sindh. He saw Sindh suffering. He was a spectator to the miseries and agonies of his community. It was of the profoundest sympathies for human suffering and its welfare that Shah's poetry drew sustenance from. It can be said that Shah's poetry imparted strength to the entire community to face all the troubles and trials with courage and preserve its dignity. His poetry cherished human values above everything else. It continues to be the guiding force not only for Sindhis but for the entire mankind. Every aspect of human life is vividly depicted in Shah's poetry. He faithfully renders joys and sorrows, conflicts, and crises of human existence. His poetry is the poetry of hope and faith. Being a keen observer of human life, his poetry is able to give expression to the wide range of human feelings, experiences, instincts, and ideas. There can hardly be any aspect of human life that has not been expressed by Shah. Shah is a great humanist in the sense when he draws out attention to the fact that God and man have mutually created each other. This is very important as he establishes an unbreakable link between the creator and creation. By giving due importance to religious rituals and ceremonies, Shah draws our attention to the higher truth. In his opinion, the greater religion is the religion of love and humanism. It is through the love that this heart is connected to another heart. It is this commitment of Shah to humanism that elevates him to the universal poet. Roza e namazu, e pin chamu kam, o ko byo fahm, jaisa pasan priya jo. Shah has innate faith in the capability of human beings. He does not believe in the superiority or inferiority of any creed, caste, or class. He is the practitioner of equality between man and man. His devotion to the equality is significant, as well as great revolution have been fought in the realm of equality. Dat na hai zaat sa, jeko vahe so lahe. Talent is not slave to the creed or class. One who toils is rewarded. Shah is keen observer of human life. He is aware of declining values. He repeatedly points out that the social values are on decline. People have forgotten to behave decently with one another. In fact, everybody is at war with himself. Out of greed and selfishness, man harms other human beings. They do may things which are against the dignity of mankind. In this connection, his following couplet is worth quoting. Aadmin ikhlas mitaye matho kayo, hane khaye sabko sando manu mas. Paye kaan kaman mein miyan maar mamu, muh mein aahi tu, तुझो ही तो खेल लगे. Sachal's sermons. According to Professor Lal Singh Ajwani, Sachal's poetry is characterized by extraordinary frankness. He was a bold social commentator of his life. He attached all that he considered unfit, vulgar, and unacceptable for human society. This is not to be misconstrued that he was proud or arrogant. I'm going to conclude because this dangerous shit has come. Sami. This is discussion. The discussion of humanism in Sindhi classical poetry cannot be complete without the mention of Sami. He can be termed as liberal humanist. This poetry promotes human values. At one place he remarks, love and intelligence are the two wings of the bird. Conclusion, this is a strange phenomenon in history which is known as lapse of historical memory. It is a dark period when human race becomes unconscious of its collective existence. It becomes forgettable of its culture, civilization, and values. However, this is a temporary phase. Cultural values reassert themselves as the wheel of history turns. They revived humanism with their poetic genius. Thank you.